If you lack focus in business and life, you're self-sabotaging your success in 3 ways. First, failure. If you have 10 plates spinning and one falls, you can hold out hope for the other 9. It's significantly harder though to keep 10 plates spinning. Second, procrastination. You can always avoid things that challenge you and take you to the next step if there's something else to attend to. Third, building negative momentum. You're always doing things but never seeing results. This provides evidence for your negative beliefs as opposed to your positive ones. Stop self-sabotaging by getting focused, embracing failure, eliminating procrastination, and building positive momentum. Now, you might be sitting there and thinking, well, Timmy, you're telling me that I need to focus, but don't I have a better chance to succeed if I have more things going? And it's the question of, if I'm spinning 10 plates, don't I have a chance to keep a plate spinning as opposed to really focusing on one plate? Picture this, you're spinning 10 plates and you got them on your fingers and your toes and your legs and everything, and you're trying to keep those 10 plates spinning. You're focused in so many ways that it wouldn't be unlikely for all 10 plates to fall. But if the only thing you had to do was spin one plate, you would get much more success. And let me tell you why. So it's a common misconception that the 10 plates will be more successful, because when you lose one or you keep one spinning, it's not really a win or a loss. You're really just trying to survive. The name of the game is survival. You just want to keep one plate spinning, which is why you have 10 spinning, right? Well, that prevents you from having a big failure, but it also prevents you from having a big success. You've defined success by survival, by activity, by productivity, not by effectiveness. When you think about effectiveness, what's key is keeping one plate spinning for as long and as fast as possible. And when you're focusing on spinning that one plate, you might be able to go with your right hand, and then when you get tired, you go to your left hand, and then if you're skilled, you go on your foot, and you can keep that plate spinning. But if you have 10 plates spinning in both hands and on your fingers and on your toes and on your legs and on your chest and on the back of your neck, the plates are going to fall. And you're going to start back over. And the plates are going to fall and you're going to start back over versus keeping that one spinning for a really long time. Why else is this a common misconception? Well, A, focus helps you to really spin effectively instead of just productively. Like spinning 10, you may get more spinning done, but how much quality is there in the spin? When you're spinning one, there's a much greater quality, right? But also, when you're spinning one, if you drop it, huge fail. If you keep it spinning for a long time, huge success, because you have one goal, to keep one plate spinning. When you have 10 plates spinning, it's easier to drop a goal. Oh, one left, but I still have 9 spinning, right? And because I have 9 spinning, I can just focus on spinning these 9, and then one more, I have 8 spinning. Well, you've lost 2. And that loss is a big deal. But you don't feel like it's a big deal because you have so many things going. And you're not getting the feedback from the loss. You lost 2 plates, you're focused on keeping the 8 spinning, but what were you doing that made you fumble those 2 plates? Were you off balance? Were you not focused? Were you trying to get ahead of yourself? Which was it? You don't know because you're focused on the other 8 plates. When you're focused on one plate, one thing, doing it effectively, you get the meaningful feedback. Say you drop that plate. I bet you're less likely to drop it the next time because you know exactly what you were doing when you dropped it. Get the feedback and improve upon the feedback by not being scattered. And so really I was reading this book. It's called The One-Page Marketing Worksheet or something like that. The One-Page Marketing Toolkit. I don't know. But it told me a story about a light bulb and a laser. And basically, they can have the same wattage. A light bulb can have 300 watts. A laser can have 300 watts. But a light bulb will just light up a room, right? And because it lights up a room, we can see. But a laser will cut through steel. It is so much more potent than a light bulb because it's focused. And it's the same thing with you. If you can spin 10 plates at one time, kind of successfully, imagine how much more successful you could be at spinning one plate, especially when you're super focused on only spinning that one plate. Be the laser, not the light bulb. So then you might ask the question, well, how will focus eliminate procrastination? We've talked a little bit about how it gives us feedback faster and how it helps us be more effective. And it's a misconception that spinning 10 plates is more productive than spinning one plate. But how will it eliminate procrastination? Back to I dropped 2 plates, I couldn't focus on them, they're lost, I just cut my losses, I'll focus on the 8 other plates. Those 2 plates were important losses with important lessons. But because you had other things to do, you could avoid the important lesson that you needed to learn. And so when you focus, you'll only have one thing to do and it will stare at you in the face. If you're spinning 1 plate and you drop that plate and it shatters, you're sitting here and you're like, oh, I got no more plates spinning. I have to go get another plate. Well, first, before I get another plate, because I only have like 3 of them, 2 in reserves and 1 to spin that just broke. In fact, I only have 1 plate. Let me piece this plate back together and start spinning it. And then it'll be that much more valuable to you because you have learned A, how to piece a plate back together, but B, how to make sure you keep spinning it. Because it's the one thing to do. You'll stare it in the face and you'll learn the lesson. When you're not learning the lesson because you have other plates spinning, you can procrastinate. You can procrastinate on stuff that is productive but not effective. Because you're not learning anything about how to keep a plate spinning by haphazardly doing 8 plates at a time. You learn by having the 1 plate and knowing exactly what went wrong when it went off. So, when it comes to procrastination and eliminating procrastination, first, eliminate all the things you need to do, but more importantly, ruthlessly block out time. It may be hard to eliminate things, they may be important, right? You may actually need to do them, but when you time block the most important things, that's when you can start to tick the needle forward. So pick one activity and block it for 4 hours a day. And this comes from The One Thing by Gary Keller. There's one thing at any point in time that you can do to move the needle forward the most in business and in life. Whichever area you're focused on, time block it, put it in there, and focus on it for 4 hours. And here's the thing. When you focus on it for 4 hours a day and you do kind of 2 deep work sessions, 1.5 to 2 hours each, you start to see how much work you're actually getting done, and you start to feel the effects of being a laser instead of a light bulb. And the last thing we want to talk about is building positive momentum. So much of this is reinforcing the negative beliefs that you have. And so we're self-sabotaging when we're like, oh, I'm going to keep 10 plates spinning because A, you're not learning anything, you're avoiding lessons, you're procrastinating from diving into the important stuff, and you're helping yourself build negative momentum. You are actually stacking evidence for the fact that your negative beliefs are true because you're dropping plates and you can't keep them up and you're stressed about keeping them up instead of focusing on the 1 plate and getting that right and getting that going. And some people may be here and they're sitting here and they're like, well, 1 plate isn't a big win. And that's where I would say to build positive momentum, eliminate things that can build negative momentum, i.e. you have 10 plates spinning, eliminate 9 of them. Because when those 9 fail, it's just going to reinforce negative beliefs, which builds negative momentum. So eliminate things that can build negative momentum, and then measure tiny wins. When you keep that plate spinning, and you do it for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, first, acknowledge your discipline for staying focused. Second, acknowledge how you kept the plate spinning. And third, be grateful that you can spin plates, and then just spin a plate, and just spin it, and compound it. And then when you're done with your right hand, go to your left hand. And then when you're done with your left hand, go to your right foot, and your left foot, and your left knee, and your right knee. And measure those tiny wins, and celebrate those tiny wins so that you can start to build momentum in the positive direction. And so that's really what we got for you guys today. By avoiding failure, by procrastinating, and by building negative momentum through a lack of focus, we're self-sabotaging. And just to recap, avoiding failure is really like, hey, it's decreasing how potent the failure is because you're not focused. You have 10 things going, 2 fail, it's like, I still got 8. I still got hope. But it's false hope because you can't keep those things spinning at the same time and you're not learning the lessons that you need to from the failures. Second thing, with procrastination, you're able to avoid the important things in your life because you have productive things in your life. And third, with your negative momentum, you are reinforcing your negative beliefs. And so to cut all this out, focus. Take the time to learn the lessons. Take the time to make sure that the success or the failure is important to you. Take the time to block it out and focus on the important things, and take the time to make room to build positive momentum. That's what we got for you guys today on the show. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you on the next one. And remember, we are a community of people judged not by our wealth, but by our impact.